Today, Jamal will not be with us. He's on assignment. So we are going to talk with our Tuesday segment leader, which is Antoinette Rains, for her segment of Toni Talks. So I'm actually going to switch this out to Welcome to the Toni Talks show. So she'll be on in a few minutes, but in the meantime, Jamal, who is normally our correspondent for all of the resources around town, is on another situation right now, so he can't be with us today. So we're going to just go right into the Toni Talks segment. As you can see, it says, Welcome to the Toni Talks show. So today, Toni's going to be hosting his show. I'm going to be the one sitting in the background, running things. We're going to have some special guests. I'm going to let her tell you how that's going to go. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in the illustrious Toni.
Y'all need to stop with that. I'm not illustrious, and it is not my show. This is my segment. You're so silly.
Well, that's why everybody knows Tuesdays now is your segment. So we're just going to have to roll with that. You know, people, y'all just going to have to understand that, you know, when you tune in on Tuesdays, you're talking to Toni. I'm going to have to come up with that on the shirt. Tune in Tuesdays, talk to Toni. That's all T's. Hey, that's pretty dope. Look at that. We're going to make shirts tomorrow.
That's truly a tongue twister, right? There you go.
You know, we got to keep them twisted. But in a good way, not in a bad way. So,
good morning. How you doing today?
We spent the weekend, you and I, going up looking at the rubble and trying to ascertain what's going on and what's the next phases. We were happy to see that there was a lot of trucks out there, and from what we observed on Las Flores and Marengo, there was movement. We talked to a guy there, and he was like, we're working 24 hours, 7 days a week. We're ramping up and trying to get the lots cleared. I think you sent me a picture of a lot that was cleared.
I did.
Yeah,
on my parents' block, on our block on Wapello, just east of Lake, about 4 or 5 houses in, and so they're definitely clearing. I was up there sifting yesterday. We, myself, 3 of my children, one of my buddies, and then a young man that's like from Chicago just popped up, and he said he literally was out here to see how he could help. And I think he's in his 20s, but he said he's seen it on the TV and he's been like so emotional about it.
Oh, wow.
So from like 9, I think he showed up about 9:30 to 12, the 6 of us sifted. And we didn't find anything of value, no rings, no, jewelry or anything like that. My mom wasn't sure whether she left anything, but we didn't find anything. And we went down to the subfloor throughout the house, different bedrooms, different, the living room, things like that. We did find like a bowl in the dishwasher fully intact. That was so weird. It's a little square white bowl that my dad always has his. Hold on, I think I have.
The bowl that survived.
Right. And so saw that and some other little items, right, that might be very, I don't know.
Sentimental.
Mean a lot, or might be emotional for them. And then I took a lot of, what are they? The planters. And so we took the dirt out, left it up there, big planters and pots from outside, the table and chairs that were in the backyard, Adirondack chair, wooden one, mind you, not a plastic Adirondack, that is fully intact, not burned. Right, the whole house gone, but this chair is fully intact.
Still standing.
Fully standing. Green. I'm just like,
I refuse to leave.
This chair, the table and chairs, metal. Other table and chairs that are metal are crumpled metal, but the ones in the backyard, fully standing. Fire pit, fully standing. So different stuff that might mean a lot. So it's all in my backyard now. And It's going to be decontaminated and bleached and all kind of stuff out there because it's porous. But I told them, I said, we're scooping that dirt out because I don't want that dirt over there either. So really, like, that's not good dirt anymore. And so then I called
you definitely ain't lying about that. All that. So, the question I wanted to ask you, I don't mean to interrupt, but, we were up there together up at the site. How did you get all the water off of the tarp?
Oh, so the boys.
That was a lot of water.
Wasn't it a whole lot? Right. So
yeah.
They went on one side of the house, one side of the lot, and they lifted all together.
And gravity took it.
They all together, 5 of them or whatever, in a line, lifted it, kind of pushed it out, rolled it.
That was a workout.
Right. Until it got to, and they started like at the living room. And then my younger son was like, wait, let's go do the rest of it so it's even, right? So they did it, rolled the tarps, and then it just all whooshed down the driveway. And it was, mixed with some of the ash that was there, so dirty. And
that's why they got the what do they call those things that are blocking the sewers?
Yeah, those sandbags and the green. Yeah. So what I found out talking to the EPA when they were laying those, and yesterday they were laying some, they weren't green, they're just long strips, right? And I said, well, is that all sand too? And they said, no, it's actually wood chips because the wood chips absorb the toxicity. And I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. So even though they're long green, I don't know what gutter protector, whatever they are, right? They said that as ash, because of the rain, as that dirty water rushes down from it, it will go into those and the wood chips absorb it and keep it. So that is not flushing. Now, we saw on Marengo Saturday, I think one time we drove around some because all the mud and
pushed them out into the middle of the street.
In the middle of the road, right. And the sandbags too. And I think that happened on Fair Oaks and a couple places. But that's what, that's what they had said. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good to know.
Right, because that was, I was wondering why they were in the middle of the street. I'm sitting there going, we're driving around these things.
Yeah. So that was interesting. This is going to be a show with just you and I today because I don't have guests coming on because I have Patrice coming on Thursday. So that will.
Yeah, I was just going by what the line producer she said.
I know, but that changed. That changed over the weekend. My brain has been scattered the last couple of days because of being up there doing the sifting. Just, it's a lot. And so, and then taking signs to, those signs that I made, the not for sale, as people are ordering them. Right. I'm usually going and putting them at their lots because most of the people are, displaced. Some are in, the IE, some are down Diamond Bar, some are Monterey Park, some are Burbank, Sylmar, or whatever. So I'm not going to ask them, okay, you paid for it. Now come meet me to get your sign when I can just go take it to the lot, right? So
because we're right there.
Exactly. So I've been doing that, and it's just emotional seeing all the different houses. Like Ellen Williams ordered 4 signs, so I took them, or 3 signs or whatever. So I took it to her house and her mom's house, Tilly's house, and Kim's house, and it's just extremely emotional to see like 2 of those houses are generational houses. Their grandmother passed the house down to Kim, and then their mom's house, and they're gone, and then to talk to her, because after I put the signs at the houses, I take a picture and I text it to them so that they know, that it's there, what they paid for is there. And so just talking to a lot of people as I'm doing it, it's, and constantly being up there, it's emotional, but they are clearing the lots. I've seen, a guy from the EPA that I talked to yesterday, maybe not the EPA, I'm sorry, the Corps of Engineers. I asked him about the lot clearing. I said, so I noticed this lot down the street, you guys cleared the driveway, you cleared like everything. Maybe this tree is standing, but that. And I said, and they told my mother last week when she put, her opt-in form, that they will call you before they clear your lot. And so I asked him, I said, is that the case? Because I doubt that they're just going to call everyone for each lot. He said, no, we actually are. He said, we are definitely, yeah. He said, we actually are, because we want to give you an opportunity to have a either walk through or walk around. Maybe he said walk around, meaning they'll call you. And if you want to come, you can come to your property at the time and the date that they say they're going to clear your lot. And you can watch them and you can say, hey, please make sure you go around that tree. Don't take that tree. And I noticed how they're going. I know people are saying, oh, they said it's going to be 6 inches. What it looked like to me, and I don't know where the slab or the foundation was for this house, it looks like they're going a foot or two on that dirt.
Right.
And so it's really, they're digging in well. And if you're there.
Well, I remember what they were saying was there's a controversy going around there. You're saying they're digging in deep. They're saying 6 inches and taking a foot. And when they take it to the dump, they're adding dirt to the debris to make it way heavier so they can get more money. This is what I've been hearing 2 or 3 times.
That guy the Saturday too, right?
As well as that video I sent you.
Yeah, that video from IG that you sent. So maybe that's why they are going deeper than the 6 inches. Right. But I've also heard, and you and I think talked about this Saturday, 6 inches really is not enough, because that dirt, it should be a whole foot that's taken out.
It really should.
Because it is toxic down. I know my brother was telling me after the fires, and you could drive by and you would still see smoldering even though the fire was out. And he said that's because the tree roots are going down, at least 15 inches or a few feet, and they're still smoldering. And so that's what a lot of times you would see as the smolder.
Here's the beautiful thing. Remember the video we took on Saturday? Mm-hmm. Well, I have that queued up.
All right.
Well, so we can show them the burnt out tree that was burnt out from the inside.
Oh, the one that was hollow that I was looking at and was so
amazing. Remember that was going along the lines of what your brother said, is that the trees are smoldering in the ground. That tree is a prime example.
Because that tree was huge. Huge. And all the inside was fully hollowed out and burnt. And I'd never seen anything like that in my life. I was telling my parents about it Saturday evening.
Right. All right, I'm going to pop this up here so you guys can see. We took a tour of my street, and this is what the outcome was.
Okay, so those are the green snake things that I was talking about, the that have the wood chips.
Right.
That's probably why they cut it down.
Morning, Cameron, Marcus, and everyone else.
This was inside of it.
Yeah, they had to. Oh, that probably just fell by its own. That looks crazy.
Look how it on the inside burned.
Look at that. That's crazy, young.
Crazy.
You can still smell it.
I know it.
I've never seen anything like that.
No, me neither.
With that huge of a tree. I mean, that tree is a beast, and all that inside is fully hollowed out and burned.
Cage crates.
Right.
So if the trees are doing that and the roots down, I do not believe that.
Wow, they took the
6
pole
inches
down that
really
I
is enough
to figure out where my driveway was. They used to have 3 yellow reflectors on it.
Yeah, they took that power pole right on out. Yeah, when you're in the dark, I don't care how many times you come up your street, you still need a little landmark.
Especially, that's a dark area, dark tree.
I mean, we had no street lights, probably 2. So hopefully that will make it.
As long as Ewing has been there, as long as
they didn't blow
there's
up.
not even a street light. So if it's not for people's lights on their houses,
right.
You need a pole.
So what you guys are seeing is at the end of each driveway, they're putting out all the flammables, all the EPA's, what they deem toxic and all that. So
they had a brand new house, right?
Spray paint can,
it was stone and
bottles.
It was really a beautiful wooden house. I think I got video of it from another time.
Yeah, Ravon, wow is right. That tree, that was incredible to see that.
Got the motorcycles in right there. So there used to be a pole right here. And that's what I used to use to know where to turn. Yeah, because I mean, it's
I told everybody how to get there like that.
And that's Eddie Bird's car.
Yeah, because you're in the back, down the driveway.
No,
or down the street.
Yeah, obviously, probably don't start though. But Yeah.
Yeah, that bad boy didn't even get burned.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, those were from him. He had like 6 heat lamps in the back. He had just redid his yard. He had a golf course back here, jacuzzi.
Yep.
This was a rental right here. They just moved out about a week before that happened.
Yeah, they just bought a house.
Let him know, man, your house is burning down.
He just bought a house, and he was like, "Yeah, I didn't really want to leave." I'm like, "Good thing you did."
Back of the wall was. Yeah, this is crazy.
I do want to talk a little bit about the National Geographic thing too today.
But if you look at any of my podcasts,
yeah, this is going to go on for like 4 or 5 more minutes. We can talk about it.
I walk down this driveway all the time filming. No,
that's my roommate's car right there, burnt up.
The lot.
So there was 4 houses on this lot, right?
So that was a gate that opened up
and
stuff in, but it wasn't a driveway. No, this was a whole.
So that whole section is a whole acre.
This one,
all 4 of those houses in the driveway.
Yeah, you see, that's
look at the
and that's Rod Bailey. That's Rod Bailey's house back there. It didn't burn down at all.
Burned it off. But this is my roommate's car.
Crazy.
Now this is a BMW.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's burnt up.
They got pots and stuff they pulled up. But that was my bike. Right there.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That was my massage chair. That was my office back there with you can see my chair and all the printers and burnt to the ground. Yeah, that's one of my computers. The server is right there laying flat with the rust on it. That was my server. And this was the garage right here. So this was.
You did really well, Brian. You didn't get emotional at all.
I had already been up there being emotional that first day.
That was my
I know, but there's times I've been up to the house and I'm not, and other times I still am.
Well, if I go up there and sift my area, and I might find some stuff. Like, then it might be a problem.
That was my son's table. Yeah, the bathroom right there.
No, the only thing standing is the shower.
That was the refrigerator.
Everywhere. The showers are still standing.
Right. So we need to find out how they made those showers.
That was the water.
They put that on the outside of the house.
Service the refrigerator and the sink and everything.
All the houses, the showers are still standing. Anything brick too, the facade or
see the wall right there, still standing. Barely even got any burn marks on it.
Yep.
This was the little
foolish trash. With all the
they must have put that there
in the water.
This is the driveway right here, and it ends right at this fence right here where this slab starts. How's my little grill? And then this was an area.
That's a distressed laugh. Because I'm really seeing this choking it back, going, damn, this is.
They had a pool. You see this right here?
Right.
This was the pool table.
You walk through like that.
Right.
So that's burned down. The water is murky. You still need to clean out half that before you can drain it.
Good thing it's not mosquito season.
Diving board.
Oh my God.
Pump to the pool. Gone.
Yeah, that melted.
Water heater.
Right.
And you see how far back the property goes to that wall. So you can put like 3-4 tiny homes back here. Yep.
Yeah.
And that one tree I'm
going to cut this down.
Okay.
Because this is getting to be too much.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Hold on. Let me peel that tab. Yeah, looking at that is too much.
Right. Yeah, that's when the emotions set in. You just go.
Yeah, we need to leave that alone. Yeah. I know you was over there going, damn.
That's what I'm telling you. I was so scatterbrained yesterday. It's still a little bit today, but we were there Saturday. Then Sunday, I had to go to that Bay Good event at the Brookside Country Club. I forgot to take video, but I had to go with my parents, and then I had to go back over to Victory. They were scheduled to pick some things up. So my sister showed up and we got all that, and my daughter, and then going back up there doing all that sifting yesterday. The entire weekend was just centered around all of that. And so by yesterday evening, I know you had texted me a couple times. I didn't see it till this morning, but I was done. I was totally done and out of it.
Oh, I figured you were burnt out because that's a lot.
It was a whole lot, yeah. And I'm just like, okay. I think I went to bed at 7:00.
Ravon, my reaction was when I went live first day, everything burned down. And I don't cry that often, and I never cry on video. So what you saw that day was total emotion. I mean, I got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Every time I got, and then for that first 10 days, every time I thought about doing my routine stuff. Okay, so like I go golf on Tuesdays at Altadena golf course. And afterwards we go get the tacos there for $1.25, cheapest tacos in town. My golf clubs and the golf course was burned down. Yeah. So I had to sit there for a minute, or I wake up and I don't know where I'm at because it's not familiar.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, everybody's going through that, but just to see it. And it's like a couple times I get frightened, like, and I remember, and then it's like three different emotions hit, from fright to confusion to sadness.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not in my house. I'm not in this. I don't have this. I work from home, so I look at my computers all day. So every 45 minutes, with the exception of this podcast, I get up and I used to go to the backyard.
Yeah.
And just stare into space. Well, I can go to the backyard where I'm at now, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
No. It's not my routine. And so, I had a big screen that I use for a second monitor from a laptop, so I can put 4 screens on it. So I got 5 screens to work with. I'm using my laptop by itself. I'm tabbing through.
You can't.
I can't work like this.
I got 5 here. I got a 32
that's what I'm saying.
Laptop, 27. It's something that us.
Yeah, because it's like
work remote. We got a bunch of screens in front of us.
It's efficiency. You got something installing over here. You got to jump over here and do this. I got to jump over here and do this. Now,
like spreadsheets. There's no way you could work in a spreadsheet in one.
No. Because you need one monitor to turn long ways so you can see the spreadsheet. Man, come on. I got the whole thing. That's how I did that.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, I have all 5 of mine right here. And I get it. So I know that you are.
Good thing that your house was in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Not Altadena.
Pasadena that didn't get hit. Because some did.
Yeah, because there was some Eden Canyon, New York, and Sierra Madre Villa, Hastings Ranch.
There was some like Tremont and like Tremont over in that area too. That it was weird the way embers got some houses and some didn't.
It was the way the wind shifted while it was blowing. 1 minute it'd be going north to south, then it would turn southwest. And even like that building, if you've driven up Lincoln by Figueroa, they've just built that behemoth of an apartment complex.
Yeah. Yep.
Everybody on Figueroa hated that thing, right?
Yeah.
As soon as that fire came and that wind blew there and that building shielded it, everybody loved that building now.
Right.
They were like, I've talked to a couple people on that street and they said, we used to hate that thing. Like, why did they put that there? And then next thing you know, that's what saved you, your whole street. Yeah. You got smoke infiltration.
Although Crosby was hit and others, it's just so weird, right? Because Crosby's below Fig.
Yeah. And wind probably bounced off that building and jumped. Because there's right across the street, some robotics company is built out of stone.
Yep.
The apartments across the street from that building, that lot burned down with all the cars, but the apartments didn't really get burned down.
It's just insane. It's just insane. I wanted to talk about, there will be some guests on. There will be some this week and then next week, whether trying to fit them all into the schedule to be on Toni Talks. If not, we're going to have a Thursday Toni Talks or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get them in because.
So Patrice Quinnisberry from Williams Homes will be here this Thursday. And thank you, honey bun. Patrice Quinnisberry from Williams Homes will be here Thursday and with me. And I've done her vetting, talked to her a couple times last week, and I'm excited for Williams Homes to come and present, just like we did with Vivier, just like we did with Kendra, thank you. See, my brain is still a little scatterbrained. And then a lady that I met on Saturday at the event at Brookside, her name is Jasmine Schuper from Greenland Housing Foundation. She will probably be next week, Tuesday or Thursday. Something, we'll figure that out. And then Christopher Scott, who is Chris is Altadena born and raised. Dwayne and Janet Scott are the parents. Brian Scott is his uncle. Their grandma, why every time I get Virginia, her house all the way up Fair Oaks, all the way up, burned down.
Near Zorthian?
Almost above McNally, but yeah, up in that stretch right there.
Yeah, so Zorthian really took a hit.
Zorthian on down, right, yeah. in that area. So yeah, because Zorthian is gone. So Chris is going to come on. Christopher is a doctor of physical therapy, and he has now 3. They just opened, I think, their Pasadena location. He started, I think, in Newport a few years ago, but he's got 3 offices for physical therapy. So I asked Chris to come on. His brother Daniel, him, my sister and Janet have been best friends forever, and she's their godmom, I believe. But Chris started the day after rootedbyroses.org. I'm going to send that to you, Brian. But they want to collaborate with us because they are doing a lot of the exact same thing as far as raising funds, as far as strengthening our community in the rebuild, as far as resources. They don't have, do they have a show? I think he said they do have a podcast, but they want to collaborate with us. Right. And I said, perfect. I want you to come on. I also want him to come on because when he's on, we can show his, he's going to check his schedule this week, which office he's in and when he can have time at 10 a.m. to come on. But he is absolutely going to come on. And I asked him to talk about what the type of trauma that we as a community have experienced, whether it's our homes, our parents, sisters, cousins, whoever, Altadena as a whole, in Pasadena, Dena. This is a very traumatic experience that we are daily walking through, right? So what that does, we know what it does to our psyche. We're scatterbrained. This weekend, the last 2 days, is the first time I've been scatterbrained like this since all this happened. But I've also been running on adrenaline on get the resources, help people, vet these builders, vet, all these people. And I think yesterday my body was like, okay, when I left the house and left putting houses up, my body was like, okay, now you need to sit yourself down and rest because you've been helping everybody else. So when I say scatterbrain, and I still am a little bit this morning, but not like yesterday, I really have to connect the dots today, right? And make sure what I'm talking about, I'm thinking, because I'll begin to think and then my mind is drifting and I'm like, come back, So I have 2 people that are going to come on and help us with that. But Christopher is going to come on and talk about not what it does to the brain, but what it does to your physical body, because he is a physical therapist, a doctor of physical therapy. So he's going to come on, and I believe he's been giving out some free sessions or consultations, to talk to people to come in. I asked him, would he be willing to come when we do the builders town hall, that all these people we're bringing on and some others that are vetting are going to come to a town hall in the next few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I'm working on locations. I've got to make some calls today so we can get a location and have all these people present where people can come sit down, hear them in person, see their presentation, see some of their plans, and then speak with them afterwards should they need to. I know Marcus Betts has already been speaking with Kendra, and Ellen has her information. Several do from her being on, but we want to make sure that we have not just 1 or 2, but lots of people that can come on, come in person, people can talk to and decide if they want to work with them, and whatever questions they have for someone who's a builder, an architect, a planner, whatever we have at this event, they'll be able to get those answered by the experts. So that will be in the next 2 to 3 weeks, most likely, that we have that, and we'll announce it on the show, where it will be, the time, date, all of that, location. But Chris is going to come on and talk about what it means for what trauma can do to your physical body, why you might be having aches in certain places or whatever, how to mitigate that, and do some on-site, like show you good stretches or things like that. Because he's from Altadena, he's going to come and do this. Ellen Williams, we know, is Dr. Ellen. She has a podcast. And she specifically in the past couple of weeks has been talking about the trauma and the trauma response and how your brain, like for you, Brian, I know you've had some scatterbrain days, but probably had some, I can't remember. You just said that. But that's how our brain protects us. It will shield us from dealing with that trauma again, where it's harmful to us. Our body and our brain takes care of us so well, but I am not a professional to know how that happens. So in speaking with Ellen last night, she said, yes, I'll come on. Let me know the date. So I'm going to work with her on her schedule today. And it could be on a Wednesday or Friday, whatever. It may not be on Toni Talks, but we're bringing people in as we see will help the community. So Ellen is going to come on. I'll go on our show sheet later. And when I get her schedule and Chris's, I'll put that, run a show, who it will be, Brian. So those are some upcoming guests over this next week and a half between probably now and next Friday that we will have on the show. Dr. Ellen Williams, Dr. Chris Scott, and then Patricia Quinnisberry, most likely Jasmine Schuper. And then I have several others to vet. Good. Voice of an
I got one more for you. This author, Mark DeMoica, was sitting at his cigar lounge out in the Inland Empire, and he said, hey, man, I got this guy I wanted you to talk to. And so he put this man on the phone, and he happens to be Raymond L. Booker, who is a mental health therapist, who's also an author who's wrote books. One of the books was about the effect of COVID on our children. Now, one of the main concerns that I have is the kids just got finished. Okay, we grew up in Altadena, so school was everything.
Everything. And where you went, who you walking to school with.
Right.
If you walking down the hill to Elliott and back up, or up to Loma Alta, or those that live by Altadena, like
the school was everything.
Classmates.
And so with the 2020 incident, and they just came back out of it like around 2022, 2023, and then be jumped into this. So you got these kids that 5 years ago, they were in second grade, third grade.
And they were doing online.
So they didn't really get the camaraderie that we had growing up as kids. So they were isolated. Now you got
this.
The
town burned down.
So Elliott burns down, right? And so Elliott burns down, and now they got to open up Wilson. Now these kids are displaced. I have been talking to parents, and they have been putting their kids' pictures up on Instagram. And they go, I'm so worried about my kid. He's just not the same. They don't even want to go to school. This is Pasadena, Altadena people. It's like he doesn't even want to go to school. He's been displaced. He's lost all his clothes. He's lost his games. He's lost his everything that has made him a kid. And now they don't even want to get out the car when we go. So
Brian, I think what would be really good, just because you're saying it and it popped up, I know that Marlene Atkins was having an event where she raised not a fundraiser per se with dollars, but she had people bring toys, books, things like that for the kids, right?
Well, we need to have her at that event we have so that we can do something like that.
But we
need to ask her to be on too. Yeah, you've been talking to her?
Yeah, because she's a therapist. She's on speed dial. She's in my phone. She's a therapist with children.
That's another one I've known since the fourth grade.
Exactly. So
we went to field school together.
So I think what we need to do, you were talking about, let's do a day, March 8th. I don't know if we'll be able to do it then. If not, I would say definitely on the anniversary. So maybe April 8th, which would be exactly 3 months. But we want to do.
I think April 8th is probably not going to be on hold on, let me check.
A Saturday? I could look at my calendar.
No, that's a Tuesday.
Okay, so we'll have to quickly do something March 8th. We got to
the next one that's going to be on the 8th. I think we should really plan for Altadena Day will be June 8th because that's a Sunday.
Okay. So you want to push out the 8th of March?
No, not just the Altadena Day one. The anything that we do in March, let's just do it. We need it. It needs to happen now. So
we'll have to figure out if we're going to do Altadena Day March 8th. Albie said he'll talk to somebody about the park, which one to get, and we've got to immediately do it. But I want to do a day also, or we have sections there, right? All the adults bring their kids, but we got to do something special for the kids, the jumpers, the whatever, and really acknowledge them and have these therapists that deal with children on site to help talk to some of them, because I know they're dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, all of that. And we can't let our kids fall by the wayside, or grandkids or whatever. And we got to let them know they're loved, they're supported, we see them, we hear them, and we're there for them, because they're also part of our community.
Well,
so
they're our future too for the city.
Absolutely.
So, we don't want them to be moving away because they got trauma of going through, kids at that age are wondering, can this happen again? They're traumatized. It's like, if we get another house, Mom, if we come back and build in 3 or 4 years, will it get burned down again? No one's going to want to keep stuff at their house anymore. They're going to be storages. They're going to be
we got to make them feel safe. Yeah. Because it's for sure all of us have PTSD from it. I already have it from the military, but this is a whole nother, trauma. Okay, so we got to, Brian, you and I after the show are going to have to really talk today, put our heads together, whatever, because we got to get this plan for March 8th. And then we got to connect with Al B, see if he's already made that call.
I talked to him. He said they're down with it. I talked to him on Saturday at the festival.
Did he find out about the park? Like, do they have it?
Yeah, he said they're ready to go.
Okay, so then you and I
just need to talk to him.
Okay,
me and you need to talk to him.
He'll probably do the music.
Him and well, he doesn't DJ. Bees will probably be doing it.
Bees will do it, right? So
I'll probably end up seeing if Lanier is available too.
Okay,
we need all hands on deck on this one.
Yeah. And Lanier's really good with all that. So you want to call Lanier, or you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, you can call him and Bees. And then
we need to have both of them on the show to talk about what has happened with entertainment in the town since that. Okay. Because I know Mi Piaci, I love going there once or twice a month.
Right.
They got to move because they can't afford to pay the rent, because Altadena was one of their prime cities of customers coming down to eat there.
Okay, but hold up. Mi Piaci's moving anyway. Because
are they?
Yes. They're getting another location. And it's because of the rent, but it's not because of the fires. This was 6 months ago. But
when I went in there right out before the fires, I was on there, it was popping. After the fire, we went there a couple times. Dead. They're closing at 10. Okay. Instead of 11 and 12.
Okay, but just to let you know, this has been several months in the making, that the rent is what it is, and they're getting another location anyway. But I'm glad you said that, because also, like, I went to Millie's Sunday morning. My niece was from out of town, so she wanted to have breakfast with all of us, me and my kids. So we all went and did that. So there's another little place right down the street called Lavender, I think in Lemons or something, right on Washington, just west of Hill on the north-hand side. My mother loves their pastries, and she said last week that they're struggling. So we really need to try to support or put the word out there. Please go and support our local eateries in Altadena and Pasadena. Even if once a week you got to drive in from wherever you're displaced and say, hey guys, we're going to go eat, right? Because they will go out of business if we do not support our local eateries. And they are there. They have been supporting. Octavia's bookstore turned her bookstore into a whole entire come get what you need water donation center. People were, taking donations and able to go and get donations. So good morning, Denise. So everybody, please do what you can if you're out in the area once a week even. I know people have been getting the World Central Kitchen and everybody's meals.
Yeah, it's great for that, but we still do need to support the local business.
Right. But if you got some money, whether it's from FEMA, you're still working, GoFundMe's, whatever, go and support once a week, once every 2 weeks, something, these local eateries, so they do not go out of business, whether it's for pastries, whether it's for full meals. Mi Piaci, that's the spot. So I need to get there this week. But we have to do it. So thank you for bringing that up, Brian, because it's so important that we don't let our local eateries go out of business because of this. And but I don't even know how many thousand people are displaced.
Well, you know what? It's time for us to give shout outs to the people who are on Instagram. So I see Achilles Murray is on there. Welcome. Miss Cheeks Kiki, Jerry Pressure, Beverly Bacchus, my relative. And Deanne, you on both of them, Facebook and Instagram. You really making sure you get the
Important.
word of the day. Yeah. Alicia Ben and my boy Smooth D out there in the valley. Welcome to the show.
Hey everyone, welcome from my
So yeah, I always gotta give the shout outs to the, we streaming everywhere. We on 5 Facebook pages, 2 YouTube pages, and Instagram.
Hey,
Next
YouTube.
week we gonna be on 30 platforms. As you know, me and my finagling.
Yes, I already know what you're doing.
So what's it? Syndication, baby. No, see, but it's called Zapier.
I know.
That's all I'm gonna say. You want to find out more, investigate, or pay me an hourly salary, and I'll sit down and show you how it works. Otherwise, no more freebies except for this show. Well, you know what? We've come up on 40 minutes, and I think we got some participation. So I think we can go a few more minutes. Let's see.
Definitely.
We talked about eateries. We talked about the town hall where we're gonna. I'm actually thinking Central Park would be a dope location for that. Right there for the outdoor town hall. We have a day where the kids can come for the jumpers,
for
stuff like
Altadena.
that. Yeah.
But that's
what I mean.
That's City Pasadena. Everything we're gonna do is gonna be City Pasadena, duh. Okay.
Yeah, but we were talking about the one park. I got to go investigate it to make sure because parking is always an issue. There's a parking structure right across the street from Central Park, and it's only $1 for 3 hours. So
yeah.
It shouldn't be a
That's
problem.
true. We do have to.
I mean, if we got to validate your parking because you don't want to spend $1, we got you.
Don't say
I
that.
got some.
Everybody's gonna say, "Can you validate? Can you validate? We might have."
It's only $1. I had him give me the stamp. Now just go across the street. You don't know. Go ahead with your $1. In fact, donate $2 to the fund, and we'll give you a validation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to talk about. So everybody knows I spoke about Kendra. She was the first builder that we brought onto the show. We've had Sal from Vivier Construction come on last Friday, and this Friday will be Patrice Quinnisberry from Williams Homes.
Right.
Kendra, after her show where she came on, and then last Monday I showed the plan that she had done a mock-up on from Friday to Monday over a weekend. She got we can see.
Okay, so let me break this down for you. I'm on the Alumni Association for Muir, and they're already planning something for this weekend. There's going to be a big event happening at the school.
Okay.
I will announce that tomorrow because we really have probably jumped the gun on even saying anything, but we haven't been authorized to say anything yet.
Then don't say nothing, bro. Say it tomorrow.
I messed up because it came up, so my bad.
Well, what we could say is meaning for the town hall or whatever, the builders hall, which that would be perfect. We can have our alumni association check into that. While I'm checking,
maybe they can co-host it. That way, it'll fall under our insurance because we have to have insurance permits for everything that we do there.
Okay, so yeah, let's discuss that later too. So thank you for that question. But Kendra received, after coming on the show and her PHS, from some people that obviously have watched either the show live or the reruns. But she got some very nasty inboxes from contractors, from males who are white, Caucasian.
Can I pull up a Geraldo on this? And we'll be bringing the exclusive name on our show.
And she got nastiness in her inbox. Someone even called her, who is an Altadena resident, and he's a male contractor, and asked her what was she doing here. She's not an Altadena resident, all of this. And someone on the inbox basically told her, essentially, you don't belong. So I want to address that. Anyone that we bring on this show belongs, whether they are from Altadena or from outside, and we have vetted them because we want this to be a collaboration and we bring people from all over. She is an African-American female who has been in this industry for 3, almost 4 decades. Yes, she looks very young because we know what doesn't crack. But she has a right to be here as a builder. If there are any contractors or builders watching now or after, please email us. You can email me, Toni, at altadenatalks.com. And I will get that email. I will reach out to you. We want everybody who wants to be involved with rebuilding 94, 64, 6,800 structures, not just the homes, but other businesses or whatever. We want everybody involved. Altadena is extremely diverse. We've got Asian, Latino, we've got Americans, I'll say that, of every descent.
Every race. It's the melting pot.
Of African descent, of Italian descent, of Latino descent, of wherever, European
from
descent,
other countries,
Asian, from Afghan descent, whatever. This is what Altadena has always been made up of and will be when people rebuild and go back into their homes of Armenian descent. We want those builders to come on the show. And if I don't have you, then I don't know how to reach out to you to vet you and bring you on. But please, Toni at altadenatalks.com. I will contact you. I will vet you. I will bring you on. If we have to do, even if it's not Toni Talks, but if we have to have a guest every day of the week or two, we stay an hour and a half, and for 20, 30 minutes, we have one builder on, 20, 30 minutes, we have someone else on. We want to do that. This is not about me, Brian, or Jamal. We happen to all be African-American, but this is not about making anything segregated or excluding anyone, because Altadena is extremely inclusive and integrated. And so we want everyone on the show that wants to participate in helping to rebuild, that wants to collaborate with us in our efforts as we do that. We're not intimidated by somebody else's organization that is doing similar or that wants to collaborate with us. Like I said, we're going to bring Rooted from Roses on, and, therapists and everything. This is about making our community better and whole and getting us all back to where we should be, right, in Altadena. So instead of attacking a builder that comes on this show or going in their inbox, finding them on Facebook, going in their inbox or sending their contact form and sending nasty negative messages, please don't do that. That's just not appropriate. And as far as I'm concerned, is not acceptable in our society, right? So if you are a builder, a contractor, you have a construction company, you're an architect, and you are from the area or want to be part of this, email us, contact us, and we are super happy to bring you on so that you can also show what you can do. You can talk about what you have available. If you have already, plans that are available for people to modify based on their footprint of their square footage or whatever. This is about information. This is about collaboration and bringing this to our community. So please refrain from doing that if it's in you as a person, as a human being, as a professional, and instead say you want to come on the show, and we'd be happy to have you. So I did.
Because it's better that you put your money where your mouth is. I never doubt somebody else's skill, because even if I can do it better, that comes back to haunt you later. Because we could be like expose, right? And ask her to send us the comments and post them on here so you can be exposed. But we'd rather not do that. We'd rather give you a chance to come and just show what you can do. Right. But if you can't do it, don't knock somebody who can. We don't want your kind in here. It's not our neighborhood.
And your kind is negativity. That's what we mean by your kind.
We don't want your kind.
Be nasty.
No, that's what they say. We don't want your. That's the message she gave. Well, what makes you think you come in here and take over Altadena?
Right.
I want your kind in here. So I don't want to hear that no more.
Right. And even if a builder that I brought on, like Kendra, is not from Altadena, I found her.
Every builder that we're going to find is not from Altadena. Want to know why? Because the builders that are from Altadena aren't stepping up to be on the show.
Right.
We can't go looking for you. These people are finding us. They're calling us. They're asking to be on the show because they want to help. If you're local, the only person that I've seen local that's actually trying to do something, and forgive me if I forgot whatever other person we were talking about, and we haven't even brought him on the show yet, but he called me yesterday and wants to come on, is Jamie Potter. They run a debris removal company.
Yeah.
Their position is, why can't we get in there and be a part of it?
Absolutely.
They from the hometown. So he'll be on to talk about that too. He's actually got a meeting with Catherine Barger, and they're trying to ask important questions. Hopefully when he gets that meeting, he'll let me know and I can be there to record it.
Yeah.
So.
And I ran into, thank you, Elaine. Yes, she is. And thank you for confirming. Yeah, the negativity we don't need. We're not trying to do that. It takes us into a whole nother space, and that's not good. None of us need it. There's enough going on.
Right.
Our brains and our bodies are feeling it, and we really want to this to be cohesive and to collaborate with people. And even with that said, I'll address something too. No, I'm not going to address it right now. Never mind. I was going to say
wait till the builders come on. Then.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say something about someone that came on this show said something. I went on their show.
No, we're going to leave. We're going to leave that alone.
We're going to leave that. But anyway, we're not going to do petty and back and forth. We just want it to be positive and everyone to come together and collaborate for our community. So that little lineup of people that we have coming on, Dr. Ellen, Dr. Chris, Patrice, you said what? Potter, Jamie Potter. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot, and we'll have guests. Hopefully, every there's so much work that will be needed. Yes, everybody will have an opportunity to do something in Altadena to make money if that's what they're for. One thing that I like about the people that. Hey, Christo, about the people that I have vetted so far and spoken to and that we have brought on this show, all have a heart for Altadena, whether they're from Altadena or not. And that's what, for me personally, that's what I'm looking for as, a major point. Their heart, their integrity, and then tell me what your business can do. And then when I vet, I'm looking at their California state license number. I'm going to the website and I'm verifying that it is active and that they have not had complaints. Right. And then looking at, I asked for their bond information and their insurance information, meaning I asked for how much their bond is, how much is their liability insurance, and what companies are they with so that I can verify. So I don't know if I said that, but I just want people to be clear. When I say I'm vetting people, I'm not having a conversation for 30, 45 minutes and get a feel good. I'm for real vetting. I am checking these things. I'm checking for Yelp reviews. I'm checking to see what people are saying about, they built my house. City of Palmdale planning, I have called them. I'm waiting on a call back. I called them last week, but Kendra told me, and I don't know if she said it on the show or not, or in a conversation offline, but she has had people, realtors and others come to the city and say, I want to build a house here. Can you recommend someone? And they have referred, the city, mind you, has referred people directly to Kendra, and she is built home. I called her Friday and she said, she didn't answer my call, sent me a text saying, I'll call you back. I'm at inspections today. She had 2 back-to-back inspections for brand new builds in Palmdale, and both of them passed like with flying colors. So there was not even like, you need to do this, or they passed. So that is her, 31 years of experience that she has. Patrice is actually from Altadena, grew up, went to school with Jamal, knows him very well. She works for William Homes. She lives in Pasadena, and their office is opening this week. Williams Home. They have them all over. You can look up William Homes. They did a lot in Ventura after the fire. They've got Sacramento. They have different plans on their site, but they are willing to do the same where it's not cookie cutter, because that's not what Altadena is. They will work and do like for like, or that 10% over. If you give them a picture of the front of your home and you say, I want the outside to look exactly the same, they will work with you on that versus, having a totally different front or facade or whatever. The inside will be different. Obviously, the fire retardant materials Also, my understanding is there are 2 requirements to rebuild in Altadena. One being sprinklers. Every home will have to have sprinklers, whether they're external or internal. I'm not positive because I have not read that yet, but I am going to be digging into that. I do have some documentation on the rebuild and some of the requirements. I just have not gone all the way through it. And the other, which is what someone told me on Saturday, is they're requiring everybody to have solar panels, which to me, that's very odd that you can mandate that, because I have solar panels on my home, but they did this change to net metering 3.0 from the regular. And now we don't get 100% of what we generate. We only get 25, and Edison keeps the other 75%. So my bill is not $400 a month anymore. It might be $200. But if you're requiring an entire 6,600 or however many structures there are home-wise to have solar, some houses have trees that block it. Like my parents' home has 2 deodoras, 3 oaks, and 2 pines. And they tried. Right, but these are rebuilds, Elaine. So maybe you can talk a little bit more about that. But on these that are being rebuilt, my parents tried already to do the solar, and the solar company said, no, you won't get any sun because of the trees, right? And those trees, an arborist has said, are good and don't need to be cut down. So I'm wondering how with planning, they're doing the exceptions to that. I have some questions myself that I'm looking into. So just to let you all know, these things are coming up and we are looking into them and we'll address them. And Elaine may even come on to talk about new builds. But if the whole house burned down and there's no wall, but there's still a chimney, are they now calling these new builds or rebuilds, right? Those are the things that I'm not sure on, but that inquiring minds want to know. So I am definitely going to be looking into some of that so we can discuss on upcoming shows. Brian, did you have anything on those specific?
No. This is your show. I'll let you talk. That's why it's called Toni Talks.
No, this is
Tuesdays is all you. I'm the engineer in the background, copy and post over from Instagram on Tuesday. Normally Jamal would have something, but this is all Jamal sent. Y'all rock. That's what he sent just now. So I posted that. But
thank you, Elaine.
Elaine, you need to come on the show so you and Toni can go back and forth, because she got questions for you and you got answers. And y'all got a chemistry. In fact, we need to have a lunch next week so we can show people that we meet outside of the podcast.
Let's do it.
You know, I got a little bit of GoFundMe money, so I can splurge on footing the bill.
Well, it'll come under our foundation. It'll be a foundation lunch.
Oh, that's why I'm donating it to the foundation first, and then
exactly. Anything else that anybody that's watching has a question that we can maybe try to address?
Yeah, y'all got 1 minute and 30 seconds. So come with it. Let's go.
Oh, we hanging up 5. Okay.
Yeah, we even regardless if you in mid sentence, we stopping at 1 hour. She needs to give me a list and then I'll get the truth and give the answers. So we'll just meet for lunch.
Yep.
We'll have the podcast powwow.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's all that I really have for Toni Talks today. Was I just wanted to hit some of those points of who will be coming on, what we'll be sharing or talking about, because we think it's mentally. How you doing, Brian?
This podcast is my therapy. I wake up and I have a purpose every day to keep this going so that everybody else has some place to turn to that tells you the truth, that gives you the facts. No one else is doing this. We're committed ourselves to making sure that we bring something to the table every day. Now, all of it is not going to be about Altadena, and some of it is not even going to be about building. It's going to be about events that we're planning to do to get these people back together like we used to be. And that's my goal, being a born and bred promoter, since day one. My whole thing is the people are what make the town, not the town. Any town can be a town, but it's when you move in, you meet people, you talk to your neighbors, you interact. It's really dope when everybody on the street has each other's phone numbers. Okay, like on my street, Ewing, right? So everybody's been living there longer than me, but the neighbor next door, we have keys to their house. Well, she left one day, and I'm putting her on blast. I'm not even going to name her name, but I'm putting her on blast. She left one day and left something burning on the stove. Well, the house starts, smoke starts coming out. They call the fire department. They run down and tell me I got the key to the house. So I go open the door. They go, don't go in there. And I walked right in. She left something burning on the stove. I put it in the sink, rinsed it out. Of course, her husband came home and got really pissed off at her that now we got all this attention at her house and stuff. But it's the fact that I was able to go in there and do that. That's what you call a level of trust that a lot of people don't have. And this is the town that we have that here. My neighbor, my son's going to come over your house until 6:00 when I get home.
Yep.
If you did something in the neighborhood and your neighbor spanked you, you had to have been doing something crazy.
Hello.
So
and
then,
they were allowed to.
Exactly. And then when you got home, you got a second butt whooping.
Right.
You know,
so you know what? We didn't lock our doors until nighttime. And we went from house to house to house, and we didn't knock. We just walked in.
Walked in.
And then announced ourselves like, hey, you call out somebody's name or go to their room or whatever, because that's what Altadena how it always has been. And times have changed. Obviously, you want to lock your door when you're inside, period, now, because people try to run up in there, but potentially, right? But that's what Altadena has always been, and what we love about it. And that's what we want to see us continue to be. Neighborly, friendly community.
That's all we are.
Yeah.
There'll be no more. Well, people, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Elaine's got one more thing. I'm pulling lots of info for folks looking for their future loans on rebuilds. It's going to be a big undertaking. I need to do some type of workshop to prep people so they can qualify for what they need. That's probably going to fall under the town hall that Tony's putting together. We're trying to get as many people together so that it's one-stop shop for you to come and ask questions. We're not trying to sell you on anything. We're just trying to pull people together that know what they're talking about that can help you. And that's pretty much, what the show is about. The show is about resources. It's not about anything personal. It's not about anything else. All it is to try to get you guys to have some place to go to instead of MSNBC to see the horror that news shows you every day.
Right. So yeah, Elaine, we'll talk about that, I guess, when we do our lunch, and what part of it you'll be at, and if we want other people that are lenders that could be there to help or whatever. But yeah, oh wow, I believe it that SBA is turning people down.
Well, I got turned down by SBA because I already got an SBA loan. So they wouldn't give me a second one.
Right.
It was for my business though.
Right. Yeah, but you're on file for it with your name and social.
Yeah, they got the UCC on there. I can't even get a loan until I pay that one back. So
yeah, till it's finished.
It's 5 years in.
Yeah, I think that's it for us today. But I'm glad that Brian was here, and sorry I logged on a little late, but I was on another call.
You weren't late. I didn't start until you came on. I was late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't let me. They said no thanks. You got one already.
Elaine said call her. She can get it for you.
I will. Trust me.
But yeah, so those are kind of the things that we're working on that you will see in the next couple of weeks. The people we're going to be bringing on the show. And the mental health professionals, the physical therapy health professionals, things like that, because we need all of it. And the only reason we kind of have been focused on builders over the last week or so is because we started talking about phase 3. And I believe we shouldn't wait until phase 1 and 2 are complete to start looking for somebody. If they're expediting plans and permits, start that now so that when your lot is cleared, you can go in and submit and get started on your rebuild as soon as possible. So that's kind of where we got to that point, and now have had a few builders on, and will continue to, and hopefully bring that to you all as a community, and have some snacks or something there for you, so that while you're there you can munch on something or have some water, and we take care of you. And that should be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's my goal.
Yeah. So that's where we are. You can follow our website, altadenatalks.com. That'll have majority of the information. Check out our blog. Check out, we try to keep everybody updated with all the information. I'm going to be uploading the past flyers onto it. Also, any photos of any events we attend or sponsor, we will be having all that stuff. I mean, the site's coming along. We're going to have our, what do you call that? The volunteer forms, all the other forms that we've been telling you about on there. Those definitely will be on there before tomorrow's show, because we're going to be utilizing a lot of them when we talk about things. So we'll be giving you our branded shortcuts now, so you don't have to worry about Bitly anymore. So, when people are like, what's Bitly? And then they spell the whole thing out without putting the dot in there. So it's really confusing because you can't really see the period. But I think that's all we got for today. Toni, you got any parting words?
No, just thank you all for being here, regardless of what platform you're on, and supporting. It does help us. Brian started this because of his therapy for him. It's been therapeutic for me as well, knowing that it is part of my purpose to help others and be a resource. And then I'm listening to my own body, because I was scatterbrained yesterday afternoon, evening, and this morning a little bit. I'm feeling a little better. But it's important to take your you time. Don't forget about your mental health and your physical health. And be well, everyone.
So we have any more parting? Oh, we got Elaine.
No, you would be the parting words.
No, I'm saying any parting comments. That's what I meant to say.
Thank you, Elaine.
So she's got one more that she's pushing out. We're going to let that simmer for a second. I got to turn this light on.
Elaine, either inbox me or email me at the Toni at altadenatalks.com with your information, or inbox me on Facebook so I can give you a call. Maybe we can chat later today or tomorrow on some things as well.
Yeah, that's Toni at altadenatalks.com, TONI.
Correct.
Now,
thank you.
I had to go over there and create that real quick because I had your other one up there, so we ain't gonna mention that one. All right, we're out of here. Thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Bye, everyone.